Matcha and minds, we stir it up right.
Sustainability shining, ideas take flight. Innovations brewing, connections the key. With a mindful cup of matcha, come sip with EGF and C.
Welcome to Matcha and Minds, where Matcha fuels our conversations about the future of the events industry. In each episode, we have meaningful conversations, we explore great ideas, and we think about the power of sustainability in this very important industry. Today, we have Irene Costa, who's the editor of Business Events Africa, and she's going to take us through an exciting journey in this field of journalism. And without further ado, I've got my matcha. Get yours. Let's brew something. Welcome, Irene. How are you doing today?
Very well. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here. And quite a different sector and subsector of the eventing industry. Tell us a little bit about your beginnings and how you entered into the space.
So, I mean, as everybody always says, nobody really starts in the business event sector. We kind of stumble into it. I came into the industry, I've qualified, and then I started with a travel trade publication. And I was with them for about 5 years. So I knew a lot about the tourism side. So I used to deal with the travel agents, the tour operators, those people, that sector.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I ended up being on a media trip with the owner of Contact Publications, which owns Business Events Africa. And we were on a week media trip to Namibia. And after that week, I got back, and he actually was very old school. So he sent me this like fancy little letter saying he loved meeting me and he thought I was fantastic. And he had been looking for someone to take over from himself as editor. And after a couple months, we agreed, and I joined the industry. At that stage, I had no idea what business events was, but it was in its infancy. That was when the industry was kind of still opening up. I think the Sandton Convention Center had just opened. So it was still very, very new. At that point, the industry was like the hotels were where most of the conferences took place.
Okay.
There was like Gallagher was already in existence in the CSIR.
Yeah.
But they didn't really see themselves as an international convention center, for instance. So it was still very new.
Wow. And this publication has quite a long history, actually. Tell us about the genesis.
Yeah. So Godfrey King, the founder and owner of Business Events Africa, Contact Publication, he started the magazine 45 years ago.
Wow.
So he was a bit of a visionary. He saw the potential that there was this industry brewing, and you could see that something was coming up, and he got very involved. He always said we weren't the media like on the sidelines. We were part of the sector.
Yeah.
And for us, it was about immersing ourselves in the sector and getting to know it and to grow with the sector. So our role was always support. We're here to support the industry where we can and uplift it as we go along. He has unfortunately passed, but he was really an amazing visionary, and he loved the sector. And he's my mentor. He was the one who taught me about the sector and how to get involved from a media perspective as well.
Yes. Yeah. And you have been with the publication for over 20 years now?
Yeah, 21 years in May.
21 years.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I think it's no wonder you've been inducted into the EXA Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's quite a big accolade. Tell us about that.
That was quite an honor to be inducted into the EXA Hall of Fame. It's a good recognition to get from the peers. I mean, I am really honored and humbled as well, because it's not something I thought I would be inducted right now. It was funny because every time in the previous Hall of Fame, I always thought, okay, when you get to a certain age, you'll get inducted. And when I got inducted, I was like, oh my word, how old am I? But it has been an honor. And I've loved being in this industry and to be recognized as it's amazing. It really is.
Look, it's a true testament to the investment and just the embodied energy that you've put into this industry, and you've done really, really well. I think the publication is well recognized, well respected, and forms a very big part of the ecosystem. And for those that are watching and listening and don't have a full appreciation of the publication and the full cover, Please take us through it and what the MICE industry is and what it is that the publication focuses on.
Yeah, so the business events sector focuses on conferences, exhibitions, events, and meetings and exhibitions, as I said. It's an amazing industry to be part of because it really touches most industries. So
Yes.
if you go to an exhibition, it's part of our sector. If you go to an event, that's part of our sector. If you go to a conference or a meeting, it's part of our sector. But what makes it like really special is the difference the sector makes to the industry, to the people that it touches, those industries. So from a sustainability perspective, for instance, most of these events will have a connection to the local communities.
Right.
And so the event just doesn't just happen and that's it. It's about the impact it has on the region that it takes place, the local communities that it takes place in. So you can maybe, like for instance, what I'm wearing today is something I got at one of the conferences, and it was made by one of the local entrepreneurs.
Oh, wow.
So things like that. It's people give back, and also being part of the sector means you are making a difference because you are changing the way people think,
Yes.
and also teaching the local communities about the different sectors coming in. So if it's like an optometrist conference that comes into the to the city or the little town, you'll find that they'll leave their mark on the sector. So they might end up doing eye tests and giving the kids free glasses or things like that. So there's like this whole impact that people don't always understand about our sector, and that touches very much on the sustainability side.
Yes. Yeah.
As well.
Is it so in terms of the publication and the kind of storytelling you do and you find yourself doing a lot of, it sounds to me like certainly sustainability is starting to become or has become quite a golden thread. What other trends or patterns are you seeing and have seen over the last 2 decades?
Sustainability is definitely number one. I think the turning point for sustainability was actually COP17.
Oh, wow.
When it took place in 2011 in Durban.
Right.
I think there was all of a sudden there was this recognition that for the event sector as well, that there's this whole industry. And from that time on, I think, about 2011, I definitely saw people started to take note. But in saying that, at the beginning, there was a lot of greenwashing. So people, they thought it was just easy. Like, let's just put, just make it seem like it's green, but it wasn't really green. So it's been great to see how the industry has really taken it on and has made it part of their journey. So nowadays, when you start an event, when you plan an event as an organizer, whatever the event is, be it an exhibition or a conference or whatever it is, people have that in their plan already, the sustainability, where in the past it was like a afterthought.
Okay.
So that's been fantastic.
Yes.
Another trend that I have noticed is technology. I mean, technology from the time I started, wow.
Yes.
When I started in the industry, we had like this really basic digital camera. And I mean, with the resolution on that was really, really terrible. But it was better than the muck and druck where you never quite know what you were going to get.
Yeah.
Unless you were a better photographer. But I wasn't a terrible photographer, so I was able to work with those two. But the technology has changed a lot. And I mean, even now, we don't print our magazines anymore. We're digital. And that's the way people would prefer. And even with your podcasts, I mean, people are moving into that direction as well. A big thing now in technology is the AI and the functionality of it. And it's making the industry sometimes a little bit lazier, but at the same time, it's making things easier. But I think the main thing to remember is AI is a tool.
Yes.
So make sure you use it as a tool, but you've got to still be part of it because the human interaction actually counts more. If you want to have good outputs, you have to actually put good input into those, into the AI itself.
Okay, very interesting. And these are the times that we find ourselves in. So when you evolved from what we know as traditional print to now obviously a digital and online presence more than anything else, and obviously with these wonderful advancements in tech that are happening, how has that affected the consumption of the publication? Have you seen an uptake, a decrease, or how is it actually changing the profile?
With print, it was difficult to really measure. how many people were reading it, because
Oh, yeah?
we were sending it out to a database
Mhm.
through the post office when it
Yes.
worked. Even then, sometimes a little bit dodge. But we find now we can measure how many people are reading
Ah.
and what pages they're reading, how long they're reading. So it actually gives our readers, our clients, an understanding of the readership and
Mhm.
if what their campaigns are working or not.
Yes.
Where in the past you didn't really know that. And also they can read it from anywhere, because they don't, if they forgot the magazine at home, they couldn't take it. I mean, then that was it. Now you've got the digital, you can open your phone and you can read it wherever you are.
Mm-hmm.
So it does make it more viable, a lot easier.
No, that's incredible. And do you get a lot of interest and feedback, particularly on sustainability in the stories? What do you think the reader is thinking or understanding about sustainability and its impact, and where they can even partake?
Yeah. I think a lot of readers today are like, they're a bit more in the know, because they actually take sustainability back to their homes.
Yes.
So it's got to start at home before you can bring it into your company. If
Nice.
you're not actually doing any sustainable efforts at home, recycling, whatever the case is, you can't actually bring it into your own company, because it's got to start with you. A lot of our readers have a really good understanding. They're a lot more passionate about it, and they want to share more stories about it. So
Oh,
that whole
nice.
storytelling has changed a bit, because now
Yes.
in the past it was like oh yeah, we did do something on sustainability. Now it's become like a highlight,
Yeah.
and sometimes the angle is actually the sustainability angle.
Okay.
So that's been quite interesting to see over the last 10 years,
Yeah.
the change in the mindset.
All right. And have you, would you say there are still some gaps maybe in the coverage and communication around sustainability in events above and beyond? Because you have a broader view of the
Yeah.
broader industry. Is there gaps there, and is it something that can be done?
Absolutely. I mean, we're always learning. I mean, by no means do we know everything.
Right.
I mean, I've been in the sector 21 years, and I promise you, every day I'm learning something new, which is fantastic. Sustainability is still, I mean, we're trying to be more sustainable, but there's a lot of things that we're not sure of. And this is where the Event Greening Forum can come in and
Right.
assist.
Yes.
The storytelling has changed as well. I think it's very important to look at the people. When
Yeah.
you look at sustainability, it's planet, people, profit,
Right.
or whichever way you like to put it. But for me, it's about the people, and the storytelling should come from the people's angle. Also about how people were affected by your conference or your exhibition.
Mm.
So I like the people angle. I think from a sustainability one, it's the one that I feel most closest to,
Yeah.
because our industry is about people as well. And it's about the impact we make and the difference we make in people's lives. So for me,
incredible.
it's about looking at the people angle, coming from that perspective. I think that's very important.
Okay, great. And let's talk then about the Event Greening Forum. The intersection between yourself and the Event Greening Forum and the kind of support that you would have gotten from them. What's your relationship like, and what are the interfaces?
So the Event Greening Forum, when it was founded in 2009, I've been following the Event Greening Forum from then on.
Yes.
And when Justin Hawes was one of the founders,
Yes.
I was there at the inception. And I've been watching, and I've been here as a supporter. So we are media partners to the
Yes.
Event Greening Forum.
Okay.
And we are here to help also tell the story, and also to educate the people about sustainability. And it's been fantastic with the tips that you guys have been offering. But I would like to see more member stories as well,
Okay.
from the members coming through, like when they have an event and how have they greened their event? So if they can assist on that perspective, that would
Yeah.
be great. So it would be nice to see, it would be wonderful to see actually those stories coming through as well from the
Okay.
member perspective when they have an event, be it a case study where people
Yes.
can learn from it. Things like that would be great.
Okay, maybe this is an opportunity for us to go into a little bit more about that. How does somebody who's watching this who wants to get involved with the publication, whether it's sharing the story or wanting to participate in the industry, what would you say to them?
Everyone's got a story. Sometimes people can't see their own stories because
Yeah.
they're too close. And they go, oh, I don't know what are we going to talk about?
Yeah.
And come talk to me. I've been doing this a long time.
Yes.
Come and tell me about your event. And I promise you there's many stories within. So come and talk to me, and I'm here
Yeah.
to assist you in finding those stories.
Okay. But so tell us then about some of the exciting stories you'd like to share with us. Are there any
Yeah.
difficult stories or
Yeah.
really interesting stories that you think you could share with us?
I mean, there's many stories. I mean,
I'm sure.
our industry is like incredible. At the moment, 2025 is all
Yeah.
about the G20.
Yes.
So there's this build up towards the main event in September, but there's already events happening now.
Mhm.
So I'd like to be doing more stories on that. And also, how are they bringing in the sustainability angle into these events? So for me, the G20 is one to look out for.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping that the organizers involved are actually considering and are making sure that sustainability stands firm
Mhm.
in these events.
So how would then your planners, your event managers, and the likes, all the participants, even in the G20 or beyond, how do they then work with the publication? What is it that
So
that you offer?
So I'm here to let people know their story.
Mhm.
So it's about storytelling and telling the people about what is happening within the industry. Also about profiling actual people within the industry.
Yeah.
I think that's also very important. We have a lot of people with so much knowledge and experience, and it's important that they share their experiences through the magazine as well.
Mhm.
So they can come to me as well from that perspective. We can do profiles, we can do case studies. I
Yeah.
love case studies because it's one of the things that where people can learn from. And you can bring in stats because sometimes a case study can get a bit wordy because it's about what happened at the event. But if you do like a statistics, like how many coffees were given, or how many cups were recycled, or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
it just breaks up the story. And then images, photos are amazing because they tell their own story. So I think that's also one way of doing it as well.
Okay. So I'm imagining a lot of the viewers and listeners to this particular platform are also young.
Yeah.
We really are working very hard at introducing the understanding of sustainability as at a much younger age.
Yeah.
Because it really takes time to embed some of these principles. So if somebody's interested in a career in the space, journalism, but particularly in quite a
Media,
niche space, how would you say they could access these types of opportunities? Are you doing any work in that space?
At the moment, we're not really. I mean, being Youth Month, I think the youth it's an important element. We are trade publication, so we've always seen ourselves as one with the industry.
Correct.
So we're a little bit different to the consumer publications in that respect. I'm always happy to assist. If there's somebody who's interested and wants to come and shadow me,
Yeah.
I'll open that door for them. They're most
that's
welcome.
wonderful.
It's a very exciting industry to be in.
Yes.
And it's one that it's still media, but it's a different kind of media because you become part of a bigger family, if you
Yes,
like.
yes,
Because I
yeah.
consider our industry as one big family.
Wow. And in your sort of outlook on the publication's future and even the broader industry, what are some of the things you are anticipating or imagining?
Technology is going to change a lot of things.
Yeah.
One of the things, I mean, so we've got different generations in our
Yes.
sector. So we've got some that are quite a little bit older. They've been in the industry 30 plus years. So they're going to take a bit longer to like join the current podcasts and things.
Yes.
I was actually thinking about that on my travels down to Rosebank this morning. One of the things with podcasts, I think it's easy to listen to a podcast, but you have to make it accessible.
Yes.
Our industry members are very busy people, so they don't really have time to sit and watch necessarily, but they have time in the car. So if we can make this kind of podcast available on different platforms and make it easy to be accessible, people will listen. However, if it's a little bit too tedious, people won't. They will just move away. So you've got to make things easy for our industry, as easy as possible.
Yeah.
But podcasts are something I think will really work,
Okay.
but it's got to be something that is easily accessible.
Okay. And the industry itself,
The industry,
from your perspective,
it's changing all the time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new people coming in with very innovative ideas.
Yeah.
Technology is definitely going to change the way we do things, but nothing will change the fact that we have to meet face to face.
Yes.
Over the COVID period, we definitely saw that as much as we think we can do online meetings and that, it's not the same as meeting someone face to face.
Mm,
So our
mm.
industry will always have a place in this world.
In this world, yeah. Well, you touch on something that's quite interesting. Of course, I mean, COVID obviously threw us into a completely online space, but since then, hybrid meetings have become more sort of mainstream.
Yeah.
But it feels like there's still a yearning, as you say, for people to really connect physically. What have you seen in the kind of stories that you're covering? How are meetings being conducted mostly these days?
Today is more face to face. If it's an international conference, sometimes the speakers will do the hybrid thing.
Mm-hmm.
But for the delegate to have the best experience or take the best out of the conference or an event,
Yeah.
it's best to be here face to face, especially exhibitions. I
Mm.
mean, I remember going onto one of the exhibition platforms, and it was so terrible. I mean, and then they
Like
said
online.
online.
Oh.
And I mean, I didn't quite understand that. And they were supposed to have someone like on their stands, but you would like click on the stands, and then they're like, here's the info. And you're like, okay, what must I do with this? And like, if I was a buyer, would I be buying from them
Yes,
that way?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I can't see how an exhibition could be hybrids today.
Mm, okay.
But
Interesting, yeah.
like from a meetings perspective,
Yes.
and I understand also with carbon footprint, and we're trying to,
Yes.
some people may prefer that, or it's about timing. If people aren't able to make it for whatever reason, then hybrid's great because they haven't missed out,
Yes.
and there will be recordings and all of that.
Mhm.
But I think for any event, it's still best to be face to face, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Okay, makes sense. So the publication, 21 years in, another 21 years to go.
Yeah.
What do you think about
I
the
think
future of the
there's,
publication?
yeah, there's so many things that's definitely in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Our industry is exciting, and I'm always learning, and I'm loving the learnings, and I'm
Mhm.
loving the people.
Yes.
And I've made a lot of good friends,
Mhm.
and over the years, the industry. I'm here to keep track of what's changing,
Mhm.
and I'm here to make sure that people know what the new trends are coming in,
Yes.
and to assist in letting people know what to expect in the next couple years.
No, that's great. I want to thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your knowledge and deep insight about this industry. You probably know everyone in the industry, and those people only know of each other here and there. So it's really quite a privilege to have you here because you bring that much depth. So I want to thank you so much for your time, and looking forward to engaging with you further and reading the next edition.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
It's a real pleasure. So that's it. That was Matcha and Minds for today. Thank you very much. Please follow us on social media and look out for the next episode.